Hello and welcome back to another video. And this is a Dell Photo Printer 720, and it is beautifully cheap and nasty. I'll explain that. Now, it's just a standard printer. As you can see, all just cheap, nasty plastics and stuff, and kind of flimsy, but my god, the cost reduction and engineering in this thing just hits me right in the feels. It's beautiful. It genuinely is fucking beautiful. Just the cleverness of the design and just the cheapness. This thing's basically a new old stock thing. The only real issue this thing has is that the paper line thing, because it's made out of ABS plastic, it went brittle over the years and went weird. Now, if we, now as you can see, just looking at it, it's very, very simplistic. Only one button, no screen, just, should be kind of careful with this, because, you know, ink in it. Just the USB port, nothing else, nothing more. And I will be taking this apart to kind of show you the insides, because oh man, it is clever. We open it, just ink cartridges, service tag, ordered printer supplies at that Dell Photo Printer 720. I believe Lexmark actually manufactured this, which makes sense. Dell wouldn't have really made this. Drivers were a bit crap. The ones off the CD, although the ones off the website are actually work. So I guess cost reduction transferred to the software development stack too. Although that does technically have a little bit of its perks. So let me go print something. I don't really understand why the built-in thing in Windows wants to slide this slightly to the left. I'm actually gonna set that to 2 to demonstrate something. That's also pretty clever. And no. Now, as you could imagine, because that page line thing isn't in there, putting multiple sheets in there is kind of flaky. Although it works slightly better than I expect, given the this stuff's just sitting in a drawer for and it's kind of slightly damp, technically speaking. Because printed paper kind of slurps mush up out of the air and stuff. Fucking love that photo. Thank you, Solar Sands. I'm gonna have 2 copies of this in existence. Actually 3, because there's one on the wall. Yeah, there it comes. You can actually see. Yeah, bit of an alignment issue. But hey, for what I need, that's perfectly fine, honestly. I couldn't really... Why is this snout copy-pasted onto his eye? Anyway, yeah, I tried, yeah, the whole caveat with the friction drive is that when there's very little, it kind of slurps multiple pages and stuff, and yeah, that's kind of more of a fault of that general idea, really, isn't it? Someone online mentioned something about never having issues with the reel-driven, the perforated hole punch things on the side. Yeah, we don't have yellow because, well, you know, this thing's basically new old stock. This thing was given out with the Dimension 2400, I believe, as a token gesture thing. Should be getting some seconds soon. So, this thing's been sitting in its box for almost 20 years. So it's in a quite nice condition, really. Now, I selected 2 copies, but I only put 1 sheet in. As you can see, blinking. Here's something clever, actually. Out of paper. To continue printing... Where's my mouse? To continue printing, load paper, press the power button. Now, I just find that really clever. Just reusing the singular button reduces the bill of materials, less components. It's really clever. So, yeah, you just... although I would have thought you would have, I don't know, press and continue would have worked. So we just slide this in. Which is a little tricky without the page align tool. And we just press the power button. Clever, really. Something else a little interesting is that if we actually go and open this up, I'm not actually sure how that notices that. Is there like a... Must be a switch or something in there. Maybe a light sensor. Can't actually tell. Little thingies right there. Sniffle flippers right there. But they don't seem to engage with any like micro switches. Well, must be that. Okay. We actually take the ink cartridges out. Now, modern ink cartridges, they have something actually pretty interesting on their own right. They're also cost reduced to such a point where they essentially have little silicon chips on them right there. And I've actually taken one of these apart, not this exact series of things, but for like an HP printer. And I've also opened up the nearly 20-year-old black ink cartridge in order to unclog it and deep clean it. And I'm actually not going to tip that one over because it has a loose lid, which is probably a horrible idea to leave in there. But on this side, it's a nice flush surface. But on the other side, there's actually a cavity that was would have been etched into the chip, and that's how the ink flows in. So, out of focus on the unfocused, blurry image. So I took these out. Let's just put them back in. Little cheesy on that, but you know, whatever. Well, probably not whatever, but so we put that back, and we go page in. Go print. You don't really need to be wasting, print. Gonna hook into the software for the printer on the computer. Install ink cartridges. I don't believe this thing actually is, I don't think the cartridges are serialized or anything. I thought the cat was behind me. So it just seems to notice, like, oh, the thing got removed and, something else got inserted, or assumes that, so let's say, no, it is new. It doesn't really, seems to be the honest system. Actually, I'm going to print the alignment page. Dell recommends using plain paper to print the alignment pages. Enter alignment values. And, yeah, this thing doesn't seem to be, have any DRM, so to speak, on the ink cartridges. And yeah, there's no yellow. Yellow is clogged, but you know, I mostly care about black, and a little weird in regards to that. I mean, it's old. I'm not gonna blame it. And I had to snorfliffolate that black ink cartridge in order to coax it into working. And yeah, it's subtractive colors, so cyan and magenta work, but not yellow. I'm gonna punch these in, follow the directions. And yeah, it's so what I'm planning on doing is once those finally run out, I'm gonna focus the camera again. I'm gonna like crack the color one in, take a note on the positions of the colored tanks on the inside, and then see if that like those Chinese special ink refill kits will work, because I'm no chemist, but I can't imagine all ink is going to be the same. There's going to be like weird viscosity stuff and weird stuff. I think the way these work is that they heat the ink slightly and they make it more less viscous, and it flows slightly better, and that's how it. I don't know. Capillary reaction. Maybe it's piezo. I don't know. And yeah, not really sure why there's these lines in here. Didn't have these lines when I put some thicker art notebook paper into it, but with this paper it does. Nah, the alignment didn't seem to do the trick. Although, to be fair, this is kind of a little hard to follow. I mean, probably because of age and stuff, but these all kind of look like, I'm gonna be blunt, they all look a bit crap, really. I wonder if there's a, must just be an age thing where everything's just clogged, and even though I did basically boil some water on the in the kettle and put the black ink cartridge in it, but that wouldn't have affected the color one. And black text, and the thing is, text looks mostly fine, really. I mean, there's the occasional thing. I don't know. I don't. What's that freaking? Do you love your ankle nibbler? Because I love my ankle nibbler. Even black is still kind of clogged. I don't know. Let's take this apart. Show you the beauty of the insides. Focus. Thank you. This is it, folks. That's it. No fanciness, no LCDs, no. It's just the printer, nothing else. Just the. I was trying, I'm gonna stop trying to do the AVGN reference. Tsumi. There's the yeah, the lovely little thing. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna make a mess, isn't it? Yeah, it's dead simple. The power supply is actually in that little slide-in module, and oh man, it's so beautifully simple. Yeah, there's just these spring contacts, and there's the paper motor, and there's the head motor. That's literally it. If we actually look over here, see, this bit is engaged so that the heads are nice and covered, and it just does that neat little trick where it just uses the main motor and just goes, drives it past the primary track air length, and beautiful, really, isn't it? That must be the lid switch. Yep, Lexmark. Probably some microcontroller. Don't actually know what speed that runs at. Can I? 24 megahertz. I saw it. You probably can't really see that, but I was able to just peek in enough. There is 24C Atmel 24C 01A. Yeah, 24C01A. That probably holds the serial number and stuff. Dead simple, really. Beautifully cheap and nasty. We have the little tracking thing so that it knows where it is. It might also be the equivalent of a track 0 switch on here. Maybe, I'm not actually sure. So that it knows. So it might actually be that. So that by doing a simple startup routine on after reset, it'll just put it into a known position, and then it'll know where it is. Or maybe it does that Apple II floppy drive thing where it'll just like constantly slam the heads to as far to one direction as possible until the it notices the motor starting to draw too much current, and then it'll know, oh, I'm at the end of the track. It might actually do that because I don't see any obvious signs of a switch in here. Really, this thing's so dead simple that I think by Lexmark cost-reducing this thing so much, they accidentally made a moderately reliable inkjet printer. I mean, there's really nothing in here that can really go wrong except for, well, except for this, but, yeah. Plastics can break, but, which isn't ideal, but, I have the, thing in here. The, 2005 10th month 10. So the 10th month of 2005, that's October. So yeah, this thing's like 19 years old. Going to be 20 in the not too distant future. That must be the 10th day of October, now I think about it, because that goes 0, 1, 3, and then 1 through 0. Well, 0 through 9. So yeah, the 10th of October 2005, honestly, for these things I did get used heavily. I don't see anything obvious. I mean, these will get squeaky, but and this will get dirty, but lubrication, I guess, and broken plastics from age and use, like that. But the mechanics are fairly solid, all things considered. Yeah, just isn't that just genius? Oh, I love that. Oh, what's that? Probably shouldn't finger it. I guess the belt might break, but it seems to be fairly would be moderately easy to get in here. And that can overfill. And dirt and stuff can clog up the gears, and yeah, the thing is, there's so little in here that there's not much to fail. Like I said, beautifully cheap and nasty. possibly one of the highest compliments I can give